as the 5th seed, the Hopkins Royals take on the 4th seed, the Benilde-St. Margaret's Red Knights. Oh, and welcome to the St. Louis Park Rec Center. John Jacobson along with Dan Ficken. And Dan, snowstorm outside, but it's not stopping anybody from playing section hockey tonight, at least right here in the West Metro. I think the decision was made early in the day, especially for these two schools. They're fairly close to the arena. Hey, we're going to get there, make sure our fans can get there, at least the teams can get there and play, because you're kind of on a tight playoff schedule.
Yeah, you really are, and of course, 6AA, that's a section that's just murderous and will draw a big crowd. A lot of very quality hockey, and they got to get this thing rolling right now. These teams are ready to go. They've been playing for it all year. Now it's time for the real test for them, so it's kind of a fitting night to have a little hardship to get here, because it's going to be a hardship to get through this section.
Hopkins comes in under 500 on the season, 8-15 with 3 ties. New head coach this year, Corey Peterson, got a great hockey background. We'll talk about that during the evening, but they've been in a lot of games, Dan. They just haven't won a lot of games. That makes them a tough playoff foe.
They could be. They got 8 wins, but they've had a couple successes. They beat Minnetonka twice for the first time in a long time, but they're having trouble scoring goals. It's going to take somebody to get them ignited. Their goaltending, John, has been very, very good. And in a section run, goaltending's the first key to making a nice run. So they are a dangerous team. You can't take them lightly.
Benilde-St. Margaret's 2 years ago state champions. They still have a couple of guys that were on that Class AA title team from 2012, but they are not quite the team they were, but still a very formidable opponent. Number 4 seed. They could give an opponent a tough game like Hopkins tonight, and if they should win, a semifinal team like Wayzata on Saturday.
The Benilde-St. Margaret's, I mean, there's a tradition there, and there is something about being there and experience. This program expects to win. Okay, they didn't have the great season, 13-8-2, but I'll tell you what, they're potent. They're scoring at a 5-goal-a-game pace, which is murderous. Now the difference is they're giving up 3.5 goals a game. So that's where they're going to be a little vulnerable. They've got to tighten that up, and their goaltending's got to be better. But their power play is one of the best in the States, and that can carry you a long way. And I think they have one of the best coaches in the state of Minnesota, without a doubt, in Ken Pauley. He's a big difference maker.
Let's look at our key players, starting with Hopkins, and Josh Lavin has been their top scorer this season.
He's really stepped up. I'll tell you what, he's had a nice day. He's been our leading scorer in the power play, which has been, if you're not scoring, at least get your power play going, and that's been the leader. So if he can get going, he's a 6-footer, he's got some pretty good size, some pretty good speed. If he can ignite some things, and again, it's not how many goals you score, it's when you score them. Something funny could happen tonight, maybe.
And for Benilde-St. Margaret's, a senior, a guy who was on that state title team 2 years ago and play Division I hockey, great center, Spencer Nas.
Well, I'll tell you what, John, if speed kills, his nickname ought to be Killer, because I'll tell you what, this kid can fly. He's got 57 points, he's got 5 power play goals, and here's the best, he's got 7 short-handed goals. Now, if you don't think this kid is the igniter on this team, you're not watching it. He's a heck of a player, and he's very fun to watch. Keep your eyes on the camera, because he's going to go by it very quickly.
Should be a good matchup. We had this one about 4 years ago, Dan. These same two teams,
yes.
Benilde-St. Margaret's came back and won it late 6-5. We'll hope for another good one tonight.
Let's hope so. Good luck to both teams. This will be a fun one to watch.
We'll drop a puck in a moment. The Royals and the Red Knights, section boys hockey next on 12 Sports.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills 1 person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. Follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
We are back at the St. Louis Park Recreation Center. Hopkins and Benilde-St. Margaret. 6 AA quarterfinals, the 4-5 seeded game. Winner today takes on the winner of tonight's Wayzata Cooper game Saturday afternoon. And then the section final Wednesday at Mariucci Arena. There's a look at Josh Kumichael, has been very strong this year. Not a winning record, but look at that save percentage, Dan. Ficking .910 on the season. Been a reason that Hopkins has won a few games and stayed in a lot more.
Yeah, he's going to be the real key. He's got to really step up now, but it looks like he has the ability to do it. So we'll see how he holds up against this Red Knight attack, which is fast and potent.
Spencer Nas got it ahead. Chase Jungles trying to center it. That was broken up. Tie up back behind the net. Jungles playing it along to the boards. Played off the glass by Andy Knapp of Hopkins. Benilde getting it back and then taken back by the Royals. They clear it out to center. Ben Newhouse playing it ahead of the Hopkins line. It's down into the Royals end. Nas trying to take the puck away and does. And then he lost it right back to Knapp. Another turnover for Hopkins nearly in their own zone. They get it back and play it up to center ice. Noah Bragg got it to the blue line, and that's as far as he got. Johnny Austin ahead for Benilde. Stops top of the circle, and his shot is deflected up and out of play. And look at Jalen Long. He is the goaltender tonight for Benilde-St. Margaret's. 10-6-1 goals against average 3.48 and a save percentage of .865. We'll need him to have a strong game tonight, Dan. He's been inconsistent at times, although Coach Pauly said he's been playing well as of late, and they need that kind of strong play to continue here in the section playoffs for Benilde to have a chance to advance.
He had a couple tough games against Minnetonka, Totino Grace, 2 games they expected to win, and he just wasn't making the saves. But he's going to have to get hot now. This is a tough section, but he's one of the reasons why you see Benilde as a 4 seed rather than a 1 or a 2 seed.
Austin Fisher shooting it in for Hopkins in the Benilde zone. Backhanded to the blue line, but kept in by Matt Hines, by Jonah Shoemaker-Gagnon, who took a check, knocked down by Fisher, and came outside the zone as Fisher tried to keep it in. And they'll be offside on the Royals. Let's look at Corey Peterson, first-year head coach, who's an assistant here in this building at St. Louis Park for the last 2 seasons, but comes from a great hockey background, 93 graduate of Wilmington Jefferson. Remember those great Jefferson teams of the 90s under Tom Satterdahl, really the 80s and 90s, and state champions his senior year, and 2 of his 3 assistant coaches, also Jefferson guys from the 1990s, who's had a good hockey background and hoping to bring some of that expertise and knowledge of his years of playing minor league hockey to this Hopkins program.
Well, he's got a challenge in front of him, and the thing is he probably doesn't have all the skill and ability that a lot of these schools in the Lake Conference have, but he's got the coaching pedigree, the coaching background, to coach these kids up and get them better. And of course, we got one of the deans of high school hockey here in the state of Minnesota, Ken Pauley, up and down, won a few state championships, a really class act, a really, really nice guy. We always enjoy talking to him and being around him.
Benilde winning the face-off, came back out of the zone though, and they've got to regroup. Newhouse shipping it up to center. Played back into the Benilde zone. Newhouse across for Johnny Austin, back up to center ice. This is Carter Rue, brought it into the zone. Nas looking for the backhand, but Matt Hines there defending. Hopkins clearing it out of the zone. This may go far enough for ice, and now they're going to wave it off as Newhouse comes back to touch it up. He'll give the puck to Austin. Out the wing to Rue. Rink-wide pass on to the stick of Jungles. Coming in with a shot. And the pad saved by Kumichael. Fisher able to clear it out for Hopkins to center. Cranked back into the zone by Nick Austin. Benilde will make a change. Fisher up to center ice. Missed on the pass, trying to hit Bragg. And it's played by Jack Lawton. Around off the glass, down into the Hopkins zone. Little icing here off a Hopkins player down into the Royals end left corner. Played up to the blue line. Benilde able to keep it in for a moment and then shot out of the zone by the Royals. Cleared from center by Hunter Stack down to the Benilde end. The blue line, kept in by Stack there, dumping it to the corner. Nick Austin around the boards. It's played out to center ice. And back down Stack to chase it down for the Royals. Plays it up to center. Shoemaker Gagnon touched it into the Benilde zone. Onto the stick of Peter Heimbold. And out comes Benilde. Pass ahead to Austin. Backing up. Gives it across to Heimbold. Banking it ahead and dumped in by Evan Fleming. Out of play.
Well, Hopkins here, after a little bit of a pushback start here, Benilde came out really hot. All of a sudden, Hopkins kind of taking some control here. They're not giving Benilde the middle of the ice. They did not give him any shots in the guts. Pretty much off to the side. They're running a 2-3 or a 1-1-3 check in the neutral zone. It's kind of slowing the Red Knights up here. I like the way they're playing, and they're using their heads with the puck.
Fisher turned, gave the puck to Hines. Up to the blue line, a deflection, and it's saved by Kumichael. That redirected right in front of the Hopkins net. Benilde keeping the puck in the zone. And taken away from Fleming. It's onto the stick of Fisher. Out to center. Taken back by the Red Knights. And shot in on goal by Will Duda. Kumichael leaving the puck for Hines. Missed on his pass at center, and it's icing on the Royals.
Well, good attempt of the pass there, John. They're trying to open that ice up as they go on the attack, but they're tightening it up. The Royals are on the way in. If you notice the past few rushes, the Red Knights can 3 Hopkins guys on the blue line at all times. They're not going to let him have an odd man rush on him.
Face-off win for Benilde-St. Margaret. Shot wide of the net by Johnny Austin. Played to center ice now by Hopkins. Knocked down. Skating after it. Jimmy Copples. Shot it wide of the Benilde net. Rue and his pass deflected back and shot ahead by Benilde.
Whoa.
Collision between DiGiulio and Jungles, and now it's Hopkins with it. Out at center ice, taken down was Lavin. Benilde regains control of the puck. They'll play it down to the Hopkins end. There's a chance for Nas. A shot right in the midsection of Josh Kumichael.
It's a good opportunity here. Puck bounces free. Nas just picks it up, gets that extra 2 steps, and gets a shot in. But again, John, look where he shot it from. They're getting nothing in front. And with the way that Kumichael's been playing for the Hopkins Royals, they're not going to shoot from that odd angle. He's covering it very well. He got outside on the crease and on the top, and he cut it down. Very nice.
Tim Pauly told me before the game, he said, you know, between Kumichael and they've got a couple of really solid defensemen, they don't allow a lot of good chances normally to teams. And they look for their own opportunities in the offensive end, which they have not gotten as many as obviously they would have liked to this season. Have not popped in a lot of goals. Lavin, their leading goal scorer by far with 15, and nobody else with more than 8. Puck shot down into the Benilde zone. The Red Knights regain control. They'll skate it up to center. Brought in hard by Kasky as he comes to the net. Michael's going to stand up strong. Zach Hale's fighting for the puck. Back of the goal, along with Holmers. They go after it with Fisher, and Kumichael making the save. And a lot of stick action right around the Hopkins goal. Brings some pushing after the whistle.
Yeah, you get a good look here.
They're really whacking at it at Fisher, trying to get the puck from him.
But here's the opening there, too. They're letting him get out in front there, and they had an opening there just prior to that, too, where one of the Royals didn't back check while coming back down the middle and created an opening. They're going to have to be careful of that, but Kumichael's been good enough to hold it out here, but the Red Knights definitely had a couple of really good chances there.
Face-off win for Riley Martin and Hopkins. Out they come. Avery Normandin carries back behind the Benilde-St. Margaret's net. Centering pass out in front. Comes to the stick of Waldo. Avery got doubled. Big check put on by Normandin.
Let's take a look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, keep your head up. Oh my gosh, Avery Normandin just putting the wood out. And they're going to be calling, I don't think they're going to call a penalty. I thought it was a pretty clean hit. If he would have lifted that arm a little bit more. But what, that, all of a sudden, this Hopkins establishing a little bit of a physical game here.
Hines had put on the check on the previous shift. So Hopkins getting a little physical early here as we wind down to 10 minutes to play. A little trouble handling the puck from Long. Able to finally find it and then cleared away. Here's Laban. Shot it wide of the Benilde net. Kept in at the point by DeJulio. Benilde getting it back. They'll play it ahead. Jungles in on the right side. Wagner trying to check him there to the blue line. Shot going wide off the stick of Ben Newhouse. Hopkins playing it out. Shot back in by the Red Knights. Nas. Danny Wagner for Hopkins. Up ahead to center. Missed on the pass. Comes to the goal. And Long stomps it for Newhouse, for Johnny Austin. And now it's Newhouse with the pass up to center ice. Here's Zach Hale in on the right side. Hale carries deep, trying to center it out in front. And both Kansky and Holmers there. No one could put it away. Benilde keeping the puck in the Hopkins zone, and it pops past Heimbold. And Hopkins just missed on an opportunity back the other way. Benilde getting it back down to the Royals' end. Holmers to the corner, trying to avoid a check from Hines. Now it's Kansky with it. Around the boards, comes to the near side. Hopkins will take it and play it out to center ice. Onto the stick of Jack Lawton there. Lawton rink wide, banking it. Shot down into the Hopkins zone. Midway through this first period, a scoreless game between Benilde-St. Margaret's and Hopkins in the 6AA quarterfinals as the Royals clear the puck out of their zone. Nick Austin back for it. Got it across for his brother Johnny Austin. He got it out of the zone. Shot back in by Hopkins. Taken by Nick Austin. Now it's Johnny Austin. Austin plays it ahead. And shot in by Evan Fleming. Jack Sweeney playing it up through center ice with a pass. No one there for Hopkins. Comes back onto the stick of Stack, who shot it into the Benilde zone. Back for Austin. Up the right side, Chase Jungles. Ahead for Nas, lost the puck briefly. Shot it, deflects wide. Comes back to Nas off the pass. Now back to the blue line. Shot from Newhouse. They look for the tip in front. Jungles centering pass. And cleared away by Copples out of play.
Hey, John, we just saw a nice stretch here with Benilde-St. Margaret's defense. The Austin boys really control things well, would not let Hopkins, when they were in their zone, to get anything going and move the puck out very effectively. And sometimes they look for that big long pass, but when it wasn't there, they went to the short pass of the winger coming out and did a nice job of keeping it out of danger.
Play around the boards. Lavin got spun around, knocked off the puck. Shot back in by Holmers of Benilde. Matt Hines behind his net. Plays it up past center. It's icing on Hopkins.
Well, good opportunity here. Now what the Hopkins have been doing too is they've been flying the weak side wing out by the attack blue line so that they have an outlet pass if the short one isn't there and get it going. Just dumping it in the zone to relieve the pressure. That time the winger wasn't there, but that's how they're going to try and stop that attack by Benilde, because you can see, John, it's really a relentless forecheck.
Hale on the face-off with Nelson, won by Benilde. Puck to the corner, Zach Hale. They're going to get it out in front of the under, back to the point. Being checked by Hines. Now off for Kansky, back out left point. Lawton with the pass, takes the return pass, now gets it to Johnny Austin. Shot saved, cleared but not out. Another shot, and Kumichael stopped on Lawton's shot.
Well, I got to tell you, Benilde was not on the power play in that last stretch. They just moved the puck very well. Coming back down to Kumichael too, but notice how they were keeping the Red Knights off him. We saw the puck nice and clean, put it away so they wouldn't leave a rebound there too. But the Red Knights really moving the puck well. And John, to break this defense, that's what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to move that puck around and spread things out and find an opening.
Puck comes ahead into the Hopkins zone, brought by Benilde, and then lost it. Cleared just out of the zone. Benilde regaining control. Kimbrell at the blue line and bumped off the puck hard was Evan Fleming. Backhanded by Heimbold. Offside is Benilde.
This is kind of a fun game to watch, John, because both teams got a game plan and they're both sticking to it. And it depends on who the first one is going to break here. As they move through the game, Hopkins, I think, is playing very sensible, staying within the game plan. They've done a nice job here.
Topples on the face-off with Nods. Nods gets control of the puck and then nicely poke checked away from him. Another shot from out high, hits some traffic in front, still loose in the circle. Finally poked free and gathered in by Lavin. Here's a chance for Hopkins. Lavin looking for the redirect in front. They score! Ryan Kimbrell puts it away, and Hopkins leads it 1-0 on their first scoring chance of the night.
How about that for a 2-on-1, John, and making it work? Coming out of the zone beautifully here, lofts it over the dropping D. Kimbrell gets his stick on it, bounces it. The goalie overextending himself and bringing it back into the left side. Look at this beautiful pickup. Oh, it was the Benilde defense that touched it. As we watched in, and the Royals come out to a 1-0 lead.
Ryan Kimbrell, his 7th goal of the season. The assist to Lavin at 11:27 of the first period. Now turnover by Benilde. The shot that doesn't come all the way through off the stick of Nate Nelson. Oh, like the center in front, right? Almost popped in another one. Now Benilde on the attack. Comes Holmers into the zone, pass on his left, and Sims fanned on it. Back behind the net, centering attempt, hit the side of the goal. Hines for Hopkins, pops it up in the air, out to center. We'll take a look at the goal again, Dan Ficken.
I want to see if Kimbrell got ahead or it actually hit the Benilde defenseman's stick there.
I thought it was off Kimbrell's stick.
I'm sure. Either way, a nice 2-on-1. What I like to watch the pass here. He sees the D down and he saucers it over, gets it in the air. Nice play, and just gets it into the net. Sections hockey's a lot of fun, John. Here we go. Here we go.
Hopkins will break out in center. Shot in on net. Save made by Long. Hopkins is offside.
The key now, Benilde has just not got to panic. We've got a lot of hockey left. It's only a 1-goal game. They seem to be clutching them sticks a little tight right now. They just need to loosen up, go back to play their game. There's nothing to worry about right now. And he put the big line out here, John, to see if they just get them settled down and move it around and see if they can break the ice here.
Now it's winning the draw cleanly. Heimbold trying to get it ahead for Rue. Took a check from Julio. Puck loose at center, taken by Jungles. Turnover, Topples shot, whistled it wide of the Benilde net. Heimbold feeding it back to Nick Austin. Back for Heimbold. And on the right side to Jungles. Nas couldn't gain control in the Hopkins zone. Now shot back into the Royals end as Benilde makes a change to Julio. Up to center to Martin. Riley Martin carries deep. Back to the blue line. Kept in by Normandin there. And taken by Austin, Nick Austin. Hitting it off to his left, shot in wide of the net by Fleming. Puck from the corner, taken by Hopkins. Bank it out to center. Loose puck taken by Johnny Austin. Moved ahead and turned back over. Sweeney takes it for Hopkins. Shoots it to the Benilde zone, and Nate Meyer there for the Red Knights. Meyer scoots up the left side. Will shoot it into the Hopkins zone. Under 3 minutes to go in the first period. At the Benilde blue line, up to center ice, on to Normandin's stick. They head to the Benilde line. Shoemaker Gagnon shot it into the Benilde zone, and Red Knights clear it back out to center. Here's a chance for Hale. Hale coming through the slot, comes to the left boards, avoids a check. Hale dropping the pass to the center, and the shot from the circle was broken up. Cassidy going back after it. Now it's Hale, overskated it. DiGiulio moves in. Nelson for Hopkins. We're going to get our first penalty coming up of the game, Dan.
Well, it looks like a slash or a trip on Hopkins here in the corner, but I don't know. It looked like a pretty even battle to me. One thing I noticed here, John, is that a lot of the Benilde kids are standing around in their zone, which they weren't in the attack zone, which they weren't doing earlier, and letting the Hopkins defense dictate what was going on the boards, leaving a one-on-one battle. Get two guys on the puck, outman them on that puck in the corner there, but this will be a big test, and obviously Coach Peterson is not happy with that call, but that's the way it is. But the Hopkins got a pretty good penalty kill. They've been running at about 80% this year, so if they can get through this, John, boy, it'll really help their confidence huge.
Jonas Shoemaker Gagnon going off 2 minutes for slashing at 14:43. The Red Knights working the perimeter right now. Johnny Austin across for Newhouse. Newhouse looking, shot away, and it deflects just wide of the net. Chased down by Jungles. Back out, Johnny Austin. Put to the front of the net. Comes to the right boards. Through to Newhouse. Back across Jungles. Nas is lurking in front for Benilde. Shot away. They looked for the deflection. Didn't happen. Came back to the right boards. Right pass. Jungles shot. And the save by Kumichael.
Nice save by Kumichael, and he held on to it. Nice to give him a chance to get a change. But nice couple backdoor attempts by the Red Knights here. Rue on that last one almost connected in there as he came in behind from the right-hand side.
Benilde wins the draw. Shot, they score! Johnny Austin's shot slipping through Kumichael's pads and in. We're tied at 1.
Spencer Knox got that goal on a deflection here off of Johnny Austin's shot from the point, parked in front of the net. See the puck out here coming through, and watch number 8 down in front.
I don't know if he
just
did.
screened it.
Yeah.
He just screened it. We'll see if they give him credit, but well, one little mistake, and I tell you what, the Red Knights will make you pay. They've had a just pretty good power play this year, 29%, which is above average. If you get to 25%, you got a pretty good power play. So that's been their saving grace this year.
Austin gets the goal, his 6th of the season. The power play at 15:38. And one you could tell after the goal went in that Kumichael felt he should have stopped.
Yep.
Oh, Benilde almost kept that one in, but Johnny Austin couldn't do it. Now they dump it back into the Hopkins zone. 45 seconds to play in the entertaining first period. Austin playing it back ahead. Here's a chance for Nas, and Kumichael's got to come up with a stop. Turnover by Hopkins. Here's Nas, always dangerous with a shot and a blocker save. Another chance out in front. Puck came free, didn't come all the way to the net, but very close. Benilde putting on some light pressure here in the first period. Hopkins just trying to hang on.
Ken Pauley putting out his top line here to close out this period. He wanted to see if they could stick another one in before the period ended.
Icing on Hopkins. No, we're going to have a penalty, excuse me. an elbowing penalty coming up on Benilde-St. Margaret's, and Hopkins will go on the power play.
The timing on this is a little different. I'll tell you what, the Hopkins is going to get themselves a power play, pretty much a full power play for the start of the second period. It's nice that it's not breaking up, so tit for tat, they come back. We'll see if the Royals can control and maybe get something going in the last 12 seconds here.
The final seconds of the period, Hopkins trying to get at least one shot away. They feel that hit the side of the net, though, and another try also hits the side, and the puck trapped up on the net with 1 second left.
Well, so far, John, it's been a pretty entertaining first period. I mean, I think you asked the Hopkins Royals how they feel about it. They're pretty happy right now to be 1-1.
And that is the end of the period. Hopkins scoring first. Benilde the power play goal late. And we go into the first intermission tied at 1. We'll take time out. We'll come back with more of our coverage of the Section 6AA Boys Hockey Tournament right here on 12 Sports.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
Hopkins won, Benilde-St. Margaret's won after one period in our 6AA quarterfinal boys hockey game from the St. Louis Park Rec Center. Highlights from that opening period. Benilde certainly with more of the scoring chances. Spencer Nas there. Saved by Josh Kumichael, who was very busy in that opening period, making the stop there. On Zach Hale, another opportunity in front. Jacob Holmers with the shot. Here's Hopkins' goal. The nice tip in, and Ryan Kimbrell off the pass from Josh Lavin. And one more look at it, and Lavin coming up the wing. And they're redirected in front to put Hopkins up 1-0 at the 11:27 mark. And then Benilde ties it. Spencer Nas got credit for the goal on the shot from Johnny Austin. Nas, the power play goal. It's his 30th goal of the season. Austin and Jungles the assist at 15:38. There's the shots on goal, and the scoring chance is also in Benilde's favor, 5-1. Each team with one penalty, and Hopkins will come out in the second period with a power play for 1 minute and 48 seconds. Let's take a look at the Section 6AA bracket. Quarterfinal action tonight at the higher seeded home rinks. Wayzata up early on Cooper, facing the winner of this game. And then the bottom part of the bracket, Eden Prairie, the number 2 seed against Armstrong. And Holy Family hosts against Minnetonka. Minnetonka for them, Dan, kind of a tough season. I talked to Pat O'Leary about that. He said he feels it speaks to the depth in this section when Minnetonka's a number 6 seed, how unusual that is. But it hasn't been as good of a season, certainly, as they're used to.
They weren't quite as deep this year, and I'll tell you what, the scoring came off big time. They didn't do on the lake either. So, you know, they're going to have a down year here and there every once in a while, but if we know the skippers, they're going to be back here. The youth program is huge, and they've had good success. So, we'll see what happens. Eden Prairie was kind of a surprise how good and dominant they were.
We'll take a break. We'll come back, and it's the second period of play in a moment. Hopkins Benilde playoff boys hockey.
A Brooklyn Park church received some unwelcome visitors this past weekend.
Volunteers really do have their work cut out for them. They'll be inspecting 23,000 residential lots and city boulevards.
The problem began when the railroad decided to increase the train's speed. In the process, they had to raise a portion of the track over here.
Fire crews got a call around 4 Friday morning from a passerby alerting them to a deck fire.
This time, little lob for Winicky, trying to go up and get it. Touchdown!
We have a job to do out here today.
To be a winning team, you have to work like a winning team.
My team depends on me.
And my team is 50,000 strong. Looks like a lot of work's going into this.
This is what it feels like to be part of a team.
A winning team.
The action team.
Get in on the action at actionteam.org. Are you in?
With Dan Ficken, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for tuning in for Channel 12's coverage of Section 6AA boys hockey. Starting a week plus of section hockey action on Channel 12. Action from Section 5AA coming up this weekend as Osseo takes on Maple Grove. We'll be at Mariucci next Wednesday for the 6AA championship. At Parade next Thursday for the Section 2A championship, and more coverage from either 5AA or 4A on Friday, February 28th. Be a fun 8 days here, Dan.
Oh, I love it. My gosh, this is Minnesota high school hockey at its best. These sections are just fabulous, and we're blessed, John, to be in 2 of the better ones, or 3 of the better ones, actually, across state AA and A, and just fun watching. By gosh.
So Hopkins will have the power play, Dan, for 1:48. Chance for them to retake the lead.
John, they've been playing good. I mean, you really don't want to open a door for them, and you're giving them an opportunity to regain some momentum here now. So we'll see if Benilde responds here with a good penalty kill. They got their first power play opportunity and put one away, so we'll see what happens here.
Came back down to the Benilde zone, and Long had to make a stop on it in net. Played by Hopkins down into the Benilde zone, around the boards, and cleared out by Nas. 1:25 left in the power play for Hopkins. There's a chance for Lavin, comes in, and Long's got to make the stop on him. Lavin got free alone. Benilde able to clear it out of the zone. And Kumichael will leave it for Fisher. Nas back there. Dangerous player. Dan talked about in the pregame, shorthanded.
He's kind of sneaky, John. He'll sometimes attack you hard, and sometimes he won't. He kind of waits to see where his opportunity is, but when he decides to get on you, he's on you. Oh, nice.
Scoring chance from in front, and deflected by Newhouse, the defenseman, off of Nate Nelson's shot. But Nelson came free. As you look at the chance by Lavin earlier in the shift, and save by Jalen Long.
Good opportunity for the leading scorer for the Hopkins Royals, and then followed up again by another one by Nate Nelson. Good 2-on-1 in front. That was definitely trouble.
Benilde again wins the face-off and able to clear it down to the Hopkins zone. 40 seconds left in the Benilde penalty to Jungles. Falling down is Wagner. Kicking it off is Kasky. Back out to the blue line, and shot that didn't come all the way through. Knocked down by Shoemaker Gagnon. Hopkins losing valuable seconds on that power play. Pass ahead. And turned away with Shoemaker Gagnon at the blue line. Benilde got it at center. Here's Nelson in for Hopkins. Got by one defender, or one Benilde player, and then couldn't get by the defenseman Austin. Cleared ahead by Benilde, and the Red Knights are back at full strength. Turning and firing is Wagner. Head to the Benilde line, and taking a hard check there with Shoemaker Gagnon. Lost his stick. Goes after the puck, though, in the corner. Kick free and play by Newhouse ahead and out of the zone, just past the stick of Fleming. DeJulio up ahead, taken back by Nas. On his right, a shot by Jungles, a save. Rue going for the rebound. Hopkins ends up with the puck. Up they come the wing. Normandin turned away there. Played back into the Hopkins end. Royals will chip it ahead to the Benilde line. Oh, and a nice check as Normandin is knocked to the ice by Heimbold. Naas racing to the puck for Benilde. Backhand shot and the save, and a good clear away by the defenseman Fisher.
My gosh, Naas sometimes just call him a ghost. All of a sudden he was just there.
Here he comes again, and Kumichael another save. Puck cleared around. Kept in at the point by Nick Austin. Now taken by Riley Martin of Hopkins. Martin in the zone with a shot, and shot it high and up out of play.
Well, we just got a good tune in on the Spencer Naas show here in the last few minutes here for Benilde. They just started turning on the Jets once they killed that penalty off. And just a good opportunity, just raw speed here. That backhand almost handcuffs the goalie there. And then Carter Rue had an opportunity. Oh, nice play in front there by the leading scorer for the Hopkins Royals, Josh Levin.
Levin going for the tip and the save by Long. Keeps it at 1-1.
It's just these little small things. Winning a face-off and creating a shot here is so important.
And there's a chance for Benilde-St. Margaret. Zach Hale's skating out of the zone. Shot away. Kumichael the save. Gave up a big rebound. Hale another shot. Came from back behind the net. Puck is still free. And finally taken by DeJulio of Hopkins and out to center. Knocked down there by Johnny Austin. Played it ahead to the blue line. Brought back in by Hale. Around the boards to get past Kasky. And Hopkins able to play it out to center. Comes back to Ben Newhouse. Cross for Johnny Austin. Up to center. Hale trying to sweep it into the Hopkins zone. At the blue line, it's Holmers. Got it in for Benilde. Cleared back out by DeJulio. Onto the stick though of Johnny Austin at center. Left side for Duda and in on net, and the save by Kumichael.
Get another good look here at a good opportunity by Benilde. Another offside, and that rebound's coming out, and that winger's almost closing in on it for Benilde, John. And one of these times they might cash in, but I'm noting a little more intensity by the Red Knights this period. They've come out with a little jump in their step and a little bit of grip. They're starting to bang bodies and create some opportunities here.
Nelson brings it out of the zone for Hopkins. Now it's Bragg in, shot it wide of the net. Nelson firing away. Comes to the right boards, onto the stick of Hines. Dumps it to the corner, played around by Heimbold behind his net. And Lawton. And Lawton will skate it out, gets the pass. Fleming put it back toward the middle of the ice, and Hopkins took it away there. Now here's Campos with a chance. His pass deflected. Another pass. It's put back behind the net by Hopkins. Cleared away by Benilde out to center. Hines turns away. Comes out to center. Gets away from another Benilde player. His shot there goes off with a skate of Heimbold and out of the zone. Back down to the Hopkins end. On to Austin Fisher's stick. Gives it across from Lavin. Came in on net, and Long's got to make the stop on it.
Good response by the Royals here in the last minute or two, John. I mean, Benilde had a good run for about three and a half minutes here, and Hopkins just said, okay, that's enough of that, and really put some effort out there and got some good opportunities down there. This has been a really lively hockey game.
Hopkins trying to apply some pressure here in the second period. And a bottle Benilde up in their own zone. Red Knights get it ahead out to center. Here's Jungles, shot away, deflected out of play. Anthony DeJulio, the defenseman back, the senior, went off his stick and out of play.
DeJulio did a nice job there recognizing the play as Jungles came across from his right side wing over to his left side wing area and came through, but he followed through real nice with him and deflected that shot.
Nas and Riley Martin on the face-off. Cleared away by the Royals down to the Benilde zone. Nick Austin after it there. Now it's Fleming, or excuse me, Heimbold with it. And here comes Nas in on the right side. Nas breaking to the net. Backhander goes wide of the goal. The Royals will break it right back out. Riley Martin up to center. In on the right side. Martin still with it, then lost as he came into the circle. Normandin couldn't keep it in. Benilde gets it out ahead. Jungles one person back. Shot away. Save. Michael making the stop. Jungles back behind the net. Missed on his pass. Clear to the boards and out of the zone. Shot back into the Hopkins end. Cleared by the Royals. Out past the blue line. Back in and onto the stick of Matt Hines. Out to center. Shot in by Benilde's Austin. Nick Austin. Hunter Stack for Hopkins. Up to center. Back to the Benilde line. Newhouse for Johnny Austin. Up to center. Homer's missing on the pass to Caskey. Caskey goes after it. Out to the blue line. Kept in there by Newhouse. To the corner it goes. Caskey. Now taken by Hale. Missed Caskey on the pass as Copples comes back for Hopkins for it. Along with Hines. Hines within the left corner. An interception for Hopkins, and out they come. Normandin speeding in right side. Takes a check as he dumps it back behind the Benilde net. Caskey out to center. Onto the stick of Caskey. Here's a shot, and he fired it high and into the netting back behind the Hopkins net with 8:59 to play in the second period.
And we're going to have a Royals penalty here. High sticking coming back here, so the Red Knights are going to go on a power play. John, this has been a very, very entertaining game. The pace is good. Puck movement's good. Both teams creating chances, both being gritty, and you can see there the high stick, boy, just came right up into the cage. So Ryan Kimbrell, our goal scorer, is going to be going into the box here now, and it's kind of critical, I think, right now for the Royals to really kill this one off. It'll help them maintain their momentum that they've kept. They're skating with Benilde and playing very smart with him.
8:01, the time of the penalty. Clean face-off win for the Red Knights. 1 for 1 rather on the power play tonight. Nas with that power play goal. Right out in front. Nas looking for a tip in again off the shot from Rue.
Right after the right wing position, and without even looking, Rue gets it down to Nas. He knew just where he was. Rue and Nas between them have got 11 power play goals. Actually, now they got 12 with the first one.
Here's Rue, circle, shot. Nas looking in front for Jungles. Great pass, and Jungles puts it away for a goal. It's 2-1.
Beautiful play by the Red Knights now. 2 for 2 on the power play. Just total puck dominance. Came back onto the right side. Again, brought it in. And look at the pass by Nas, knowing that Jungles was there. What a beautiful play. Just a nice play. Jungles didn't miss too from that short side. Backdoor coming in.
Jungles' 13th goal this season. The assist to Nas and Rue. 2 power play goals for Benilde-St. Margaret's. They lead it 2-1 here in the second period. Shot on net, long the save. Puck is loose, still in front of the Benilde net, now covered up.
Back come the Royals, John. I'm loving it. They're not sitting back. They came right back. Got an opportunity here with a muffled puck, and I'll tell you, real close. Number 10, Jimmy Copples had an opportunity there.
Kimbrell and Copples were the forwards there for Hopkins. In on Long. Minneapolis trying to get a shot away. That's broken up. Backhand shot long. He's got to make a save. Topples another scoring chance. The senior. 5 goals, 13 assists on the season for the Royals. Watch him get up after being knocked to the ice. He gets his backhander on it, and Jalen Long a save.
Oh, yeah, John, we talked earlier on in pregame too about Hopkins. You know, the record doesn't reflect it, but they've had a lot of really close games, 1-goal games. And you know what? They look it. They look like a pretty good hockey team here. I'm pretty impressed with the way they're skating and playing very smart hockey here with the Red Knights.
Saved by Kumichael, comes back to the blue line off the rebound, and Newhouse shot away. Kumichael to save, back to Newhouse again, dumping it back to behind the net. Jungles with it, back out to Newhouse, able to keep the puck in the zone, looking for deflection in front, goes wide of the Hopkins net. Red Knights still keep it in. It's on to Hines' stick now. He's got it behind his net. Up for Bragg on the right side and out of the zone. Bragg will shoot it, pass it ahead. It's steered away by Long on the shot from Shoemaker Gagnon. Kept in by the Royals, poked back out to center. Another long one in on that. Long the stop. Banked by Benilde out to center. And played by the Royals back down, and Benilde turns it back, and then the puck deflects up into the Benilde bench, bringing a stop and play with 7:02 to go in the second period. Benilde-St. Margaret's with the only goal here in the second to take a 2-1 lead.
Really enjoying watching this. That first line of Benilde is really good. That Noss, Rue, and Jungles line, they just, every time they get out, there's something that's flashing, and Hopkins has got to be on their toes when they hit the ice. That might be one of the better lines in the entire state.
Back down into the Royals end. They crank it out of the zone. Here's Kasky, had it pop off his stick. It came to DeJulio of Hopkins. Now Kasky back after it again. They're trying to work it for Benilde-St. Margaret's along the left boards. Shot, save made as Holmers put it on net on Kumichael. That comes high out in the slot, and Lawton couldn't do anything with it. Back comes Sweeney the other way, and he shot it wide of the Benilde net. Benilde will clear it out to center. Holmers, broke it up and cleared up and out of play. .6:01 to go. Excuse me.
Really good back and forth play here. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with both these teams. The pace has been really good. This is really section hockey. I'm just loving watching how this is turning out.
Hey Dan, this crowd is filled in really nicely at the rec center tonight. It was a pretty sparse outing still when we were doing a pregame at about 6:40 or so, but it turned out, considering the weather especially, to be not a bad turnout for this game.
Oh my. Oh, the Red Knights have just taken a pretty dumb penalty.
The hit came after the whistle, and they'll go off for a penalty here. Then Newhouse will go out.
We'll see the Hopkins player go down here on the side. Ben Newhouse just decided to give him a little whack. You see right up there in the upper part of the corner. They watch a stick and bang and hit him.
That's what drove the penalty, not the initial play that knocked down Kimbrough, but the last little jab with the stick.
Boy, in a game this tight, you don't want to give the other team any type of advantage here.
Put out in front of the net and cleared away by Nas, and we get a whistle.
Oh, I think the Red Knights are getting another penalty. Johnny Austin's going to go for a high stick. Hopkins is going to get a 5-on-3 here. 5:46 left, and they're going to have for a minute and 52 seconds, and Coach Pauly is not pleased with that call. Well, the Royals have an absolute opportunity here, John. They could actually score 2 power play goals here if they time it right.
Great opportunity for the Royals. Shot from the side of the net. Pumped over the goal. Controlled by Hopkins. Shot, save made by Long. And the shot by Hines. Back out to DeJulio, left point. Played by Kimbrell to the side of the net. They crash the goal, and Long holds his position and holds the puck.
Well, here we go. They got it down low here and brought it back across. There was somebody in front. And that stick got up there on the back side there. You could see Johnny Austin got a stick up trying to defend there. It's a good moment for Jalen Long, the Benilde goalie. Made a nice stop here and really clamped down. Would not be moved off that post. Now watch what happens here. He just holds his ground and ain't letting anybody push that in. Nice job by the Benilde goalie here.
Nelson and Kasky on the faceoff. Red Knights tried to clear it around the glass, but got the puck up too high and it goes into the netting, and so faceoff will stay down in the Hopkins zone. 1:16, as you can see, left in the 5-on-3.
They're going to try and get it down low, get in as tight as they can for a good shot. You don't want to be shooting from the outside here. You want to try and get it down low. You really outnumber them, and that means you can put more people out for a rebound.
Shot, Long makes the save. They're looking for a tip on the shot from out high by Hines.
Good look at it. The defense made a nice move coming across, but again, way outside. Gave Long plenty of time to look at it. Gave the Benilde defense plenty of time to get the Royals forwards out of the way.
Copples and Nas on the faceoff. Got caught up in the skate of the linesman, now controlled by Hopkins in the corner. Shot away from a tough angle. Long makes the save and cleared down the length of the ice by Nick Austin. 50 seconds left in the 5-on-3 for Hopkins. Boy, they really used one here, Dan, with this opportunity presented them. You really feel like you got to put one in if you're the Hopkins Royals. Hines carries deep. Has the puck, top of the left circle, right circle, passes it off left circle, gets it back in the slot. Trying to put it to the side of the net, picked off and cleared down the length of the ice by Heimbold. Now the 25 seconds left in the 5-on-3. Hines up through center, making sure his line mates are onside. How does that happen? They're offside.
That was on the puck carrier. Matt Hines had to stop messing around. Once he got over there, get the thing over the blue line and then go a little more lateral. He just hesitated. And with the amount of time, you got to go into that zone with speed. You got to get some separation because you got more bodies than the other team does. Come on.
Winding down to just 10 seconds left in the 5-on-3 and just 16 seconds left total in the penalty time to Benilde. And this shot deflects up and out of play off of Fisher's stick with 3 seconds left in the first penalty and then 11 seconds left in the second penalty to Johnny Austin. And you can see Newhouse and Austin waiting to come on. Puck goes to the corner, back behind the net. Benilde's got one player back. Shot from the circle, and the glove save by Long. He makes the save on Noah Bragg.
Nice penalty kill so far for Long John. He's really stepped up very, very nicely. See the shot from the side there. Kind of a flutter puck, which can fool you sometimes, but he got a glove on it, and he took control and just said, that's it, that's enough. We got 4 seconds to kill, let's kill it.
And Nas wins the face-off for Benilde. Shot away, and it goes wide of the net. Benilde-St. Margaret's is back at full strength to kill off the 1:52 5-on-3 that Hopkins had. Now 3.5 minutes to go in the second period. Red Knights lead the Royals 2-1. Kimbrell carrying it in. It's Copples hit the side of the net with his shot. Nas can't clear it out. Came loose out in front of the Benilde net. Royals couldn't do anything with it. Now it's Rue from his blue line. Tried to hit Nas with a pass. It's broken up by Fisher. Fisher will skate it in for Hopkins. Poked off his stick. Back comes Benilde the other way. Pass ahead. Here's a chance, a shot, and Kumichael makes the big save on Will Duda.
Ooh. Oh my gosh, what a turnaround transition play here by the Benilde-St. Margaret Red Knights. Will Duda just getting a golden opportunity here to put them under a 2-goal lead here. A great save, just a great save by Kumichael for the Hopkins Royals. And John, he hadn't seen any action here for a little while here, so he had to be on top of his game for it.
Oh. Up ahead, here comes Norm Mandan for Hopkins. They'll skate after it in the corners. It takes a hit from Johnny Austin. Tie up in the corner. Oh, loose puck in front. Oh, Norm Mandan. A stop by Long. Back out to the blue line. Big shot. Long, the save. Gives up the rebound. The rebound shot goes wide of the net. Benilde able to finally play at the center. A little flurry of action there for Hopkins. And Long makes the save. And then cleared by the Red Knights down. It's icing on Benilde.
Oh my, we're going to take a look at that chance again. Look at it come, it filters between the legs and they come right to the net. Oh, just the defense, 28 minute, Nate Meyer I think was the one that deflected it away. Otherwise there would have been a golden opportunity in front for the Royals.
Yeah, it never came to Normando. I thought it had initially, but you could see it played away by the defenseman. Perhaps accidentally went off him, but that's all right. It still got the job done, and Benilde still holds the 1-goal lead. Here's a chance for homers coming in. Turned back away, and now Nate Nelson starting Fisher back. Right side, Kilmer putting him out for front for Fisher. Is tied up nicely in a good defensive play by Peter Heimbold.
Well, I'll tell you something, Peter Heimbold's had a period, John. He has been up front and running around big time here, making some great plays for the Red Knights.
Hopkins got it back out. Here's Bragg, brings it in right side. Offside was Kimbrough.
And I don't think he was offside. He had his leg hanging there.
A minute and 18 seconds to go in the period.
It's been an unbelievable pace in this game. Both teams have been playing very well. Really a great example of what high school section hockey should be and how it is in this state. It is just a really fun game to watch.
Spencer Nas flying down the wing for Benilde. Taken away from him. Good play by DeJulio for Hopkins. Under a minute to go in the period. Copples squeezes past the defenseman. Copples carries it in deep. Kind of getting bumped off the puck as he got a weak shot on net and the save by Long.
Yeah, this game's going to come down to that one mistake or that one break probably too. I mean, but look at the fight here. Look at Copples come right through that check. He's determined to get through it and get in on net. One last move, almost pulled it off, but not quite. Jalen Long stopping it. Good play by him. You know, things like face-offs here are going to make a lot of difference in this game. With 50 seconds left in this period, we'll see who wins this one.
Face-off win for the Royals. They put it out in front. Laban was being tied up pretty well and couldn't really turn and shoot on that. Blue line shot away, and Long making the save on Hines. Last from the point. Royals still keep it in the zone. Tie up right corner, under 30 seconds to play in the period. Benilde got it out of the zone, shot back in by Laban. Benilde looking for one more rush. Brought up the ice by Newhouse. Shot in from just inside the blue line, saved by Kumichael. Back behind the Hopkins net. It's taken by Kasky. And the period comes to an end. Another entertaining period of hockey, Dan Ficken. And one goal scored about midway through by Benilde gives them the 2-1 lead.
but a very, very even period. That really was the only difference. Both teams getting some good opportunities. Hopkins with a 5-on-3 power play. generating some good opportunities. Just a whale of a good hockey game. Both teams coming back and forth, and we'll see who'll be ready to play in the third period here.
We'll take a break. We'll come back with more of our coverage of the Section 6AA Boys Hockey Tournament from St. Louis Park Rec Center after this timeout.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The American dream need not forever be deferred.
This is the richest, the most powerful country.
Benilde-St. Margaret's leads Hopkins 2-1 after 2 periods in our 6AA Boys Hockey quarterfinal tonight from the Rec Center in St. Louis Park. Highlights from that second period. It was 1-1 after 1. Pretty even second period. Josh Kumnikel making the save there. Here's the goal that was scored by Benilde-St. Margaret's in the power play. Nicely set up. Carter Rue and Spencer Nods assisting on the Chase Jungles goal. And both goaltenders, though, very solid. Dan Ficken, Josh Kumichael for Hopkins, and Jalen Long for Benilde-St. Margaret's. As we look at the numbers through 2 periods, the shots on goal that period 16-12 in favor of Hopkins. Certainly that 5-on-3 power play helped those numbers. Benilde still with the total edge, 26-22 and 9-6 on scoring chance for the big number down at the bottom. The Royals 0 for 3 on the power play. They had that long 5-on-3, and the Red Knights 2 for 2 with the man advantage.
Benilde's been taking advantage, John, with that power play. They had a good one coming in here, and it's making the difference right here now. We're pretty much right now. Hopkins has a 1-0 lead on 5-on-5.
Right.
So it's been a very tight game. I'm anxious to see what this third period's like. I think this one's going to go right down to the end of the last minute.
We will take time out. Benilde and Hopkins, more section hockey coming up on 12 Sports in a moment.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life. National studies show that students who participate in activities like music, sports, and drama not only have better grades and attendance, but they develop the character to handle adversity, the grace to accept defeat, and the self-confidence to start over. Take part. Get set for life.
That hang from the rafters here for both Benilde-St. Margaret's and St. Louis Park hockey programs. At the Rec Center, it's 2-1. Benilde-St. Margaret's leading Hopkins. We get ready to drop the puck on period number 3 in the quarterfinal round. Izetta up on Cooper 11-0 after 2 periods, and Izetta will face the winner of this one on Saturday, either at Braemar or Bloomington.
And they're going to get a heck of an opponent here. Both teams here have really let out all the stops. They're putting everything they got into it. I love the pace. I love the effort. I love the grit. I love the toughness both teams are displaying tonight.
Man, we are underway in the third period. Hopkins got some good scoring chances in that middle period, and see if they can continue it here in the third. And offside early brings our first whistle.
Kind of a mistake you want to avoid. You've got some momentum going in, and just to be offside by about a half a foot, that can make a difference. You really got to kind of get in clean.
Puck up into the Benilde bench, brings another whistle. And we face off back in the left of Jalen Long. Nods and topples on the face-off. Shot down Latham, but it just wide of the Benilde net, comes out and cleared down in on net. Kumichael, with Rue coming in on him hard, decides to cover up for the whistle.
I think both goalies tonight, John, have played very well too. We were talking about Jalen Long for Benilde, just working on consistency. Tonight he's done a pretty good job of keeping his head in the game. He's been tested quite a bit, but his position's been good. A couple loose rebounds, but overall I think he's played very well for the Red Knights.
Nas wins the face-off. Jungle's shot went just wide of the net. Around the boards, puck cleared out to the blue line. Topples shooting it down into the Benilde zone. Oh, icing down. I didn't see what was whistled.
Think that was going to be an icing. I think it may have touched somebody on the Benilde bench as it was going into the zone. Yeah, that's why it's not going all the way in. I bet you it touched somebody on the Benilde bench.
So the face-off outside the Hopkins blue line. Hopkins with the face-off win. And cleared up and out of play.
Very important for Hopkins here now to keep that middle clear. You got to keep the slot out of there, make Benilde shoot from the outside. Their goalie's good enough to stop anything from the outside. He won't let a short-handed goal in or a short-sided goal in. They need to be really adept at that. Benilde, they got to open this thing up. They got to loosen that defense up to create an opportunity.
Now here come the Royals. Shot into the Benilde zone. Back for it comes Heimbold. Heimbold now back behind his net for Lawton. Up and out of the zone and missing the pass though, and another whistle and an icing call at 15:32 remaining in the third period. Already about what? At least 5 whistles, 6 whistles in the first minute 28 of the period.
Well, they're both tightening up. We were watching Benilde make that rink-wide pass earlier in the game. They're not letting, Hopkins not letting them do it anymore, so the defense had to try and go up the short boards, and it got away for an icing. And we got the same thing here, I think. Yep. That's Benilde's game. They really want to open the rink up, and they want to make long passes to really get you stretched out. And Hopkins is covering it up pretty good, not letting them do it. As the Red Knights bring out their top line again, I think we're going to see a lot of this line here in this period, John.
Nas to face off with Riley Martin. Benilde with control. Lawton for Rue. Rink wide pass. Banking it ahead for Jungles. Jungles looking to put it out in front, and it's picked off by Hines. He'll start Hopkins back. Riley Martin in on the right side. Hines trying to keep it in the zone, can't do so. Here comes Nas and Rouge. It's a 3-on-1 with Jungles. Nas across for Jungles, trying to get it back and couldn't get the pass on target. And a missed scoring opportunity there for Benilde-St. Margaret's. Played out to center by the Royals. Shot to the Benilde line and back out. Jungles with it. And shoots it in to the BSM zone.
And a high stick call here as it came in. That was a tough position to be in. You don't want to give Benilde-St. Margaret the puck in your own zone that deep, but boy, what an opportunity for the Red Knights. They're just missing on a click. That's enough to give a opposing coach a heart attack real fast. They're so quick turning it around and getting it back into the zone.
Hale and Koppel's on the face-off, and a shot going over the top of the net from Kasky. Cleared up to center. And back comes Benilde. Newhouse got it up ahead into the Hopkins zone. Played back behind the Royals net. Back out to the blue line. Shot away. That's blocked by Koppels and deflects up and out of play.
Good defensive play by Hopkins here. They're not making that severe mistake. They're getting pushed hard right now. You can tell by the way the defense is kind of moving around. But again, they're keeping everything to the outside, or they're getting a stick on it, not giving the Red Knights a good clean shot at the goal.
Puck played out to center. Shot into the Benilde zone. Kimbrell. Right up Newhouse for the puck. Koppels moves in. He takes a little bump there from Hale. Banked out of the zone down into the Hopkins end. Have another icing on Benilde.
On that last play, we're seeing Hopkins starting to play a little bit of Benilde's game here. They're sending the wings out high and just sending out the big long passes, and they're starting to succeed with it a little bit.
Nate Nelson on the face-off for Hopkins. Face-off win for the Royals. Puck shot wide of the net. Kept in by Hines. Put it on them long. Is there. Now Duda getting it out of the zone. Trying to spring Nate Meyer ahead. No icing this time. Meyer gets to it. Comes right out in front. Putting it on net on Kumichael. Hines got it ahead to Nelson. Centering pass out in front, and Bragg had his stick tied up. Now back comes Benilde. Heimbold. Right side. In comes Meyer. Hopkins turns it back the other way. Shoemaker Gagnon shot it into the Benilde zone. And shot by Duda down into the Hopkins end. DeJulio will take it there. Gives it to Ryan Kimbrell. Puck out at center. Controlled by the Red Knights. Pass and touched up ahead by Rue into the Hopkins zone with 12.5 minutes to play in the third period. Good matchup. Number 4 seed Benilde up on number 5 seed Hopkins. 2-1. Both goals for Benilde coming on the power play. Royals getting it down into the Benilde zone for a moment. Red Knights turn it right back out. Here's Chase Jungles. He's got one of the goals tonight. Tried to put a shot on that. That was blocked by Koppels, who's down and not getting up. Now a little slow to get up. Shot from out high. It's saved off Newhouse's stick as Kumichael makes another stop. Here comes Austin. Carries deep and picked off nicely off his stick by DeJulio. And deflected up and out of play by Benilde.
John, do I have to talk here? I'm just enjoying watching this game. It's going back and forth. Nice save by the goalie Hopkins there, who hadn't been tested, and just back and forth. I'll tell you what. Hopkins, with a losing record, had a 5th seed in one of the toughest sections in the state, and they're playing well. This shows you how tough this section is.
Puck back down into the Hopkins zone and played by a high stick. They play really well defensively, Dan. They haven't shown a lot of offensive prowess around the Benilde net, but you can see why they've been in so many games, because they're not beating themselves.
They really aren't, and they're getting some opportunities from the other end. Now, not as many obviously as the Red Knights, but still they're dangerous. They've already proven that. But Oh, here we go. This might be the break here. Benilde's going to get a penalty for slashing.
Zach Hale's going to go off for a slash. Number 9. Right there. That's they knocked the stick out of the hands of Riley Martin. That's what brought the penalty.
Well, the minute you see that stick leave the hands, it generally is a call, regardless of whether it was vicious or intentional or non-intentional. But good opportunity for the Royals here now.
They're 0 for 3 so far tonight on the power play. See what they can do here, looking for the tying goal. Shot whistled wide by DiGiulio. Comes to Rue, and he clears it down the length of the ice, right on net. Kumichael's got to make the save. Nas always dangerous. Got the 7 shorthanded goals this year, but can't get to this one. Newhouse banks it back out for Benilde and clears it right back down to the Royals' end. Wagner, DiGiulio up to center. Down into the Benilde zone, cleared around the boards and out to center. Hopkins has not done much here in this power play. A whistle. We'll face off in neutral ice with 58 seconds left in the power play for Hopkins.
I'm not sure what that call was, but you had a good look at Coach Corey Peterson there. He's done just a marvelous job with his Hopkins Royals team. They came in prepared to play tonight. I think that was an inadvertent whistle. That's why they're back at neutral here.
Puck back down into the Benilde-St. Margaret zone and cleared back out by the Red Knights, all the way down to the Hopkins zone again.
There was a little bit of a mistake there by the Royals. There was a high stick going on with Benilde. If they would have let Benilde touch that puck first, they would have had a free face-off down in the Benilde zone. Now they're having trouble getting out of their own zone.
Still 20 seconds left in the power play for Hopkins. Poke check at the blue line, kept in the zone by Fisher. Whistles a shot in the glove, saved by Long. With 12 seconds left in the penalty time to Zach Hale.
Nice play by Fisher here. Was real patient. Got the puck into a situation where he could really turn and fire it on his forehand. Coming around the scene, and then he just gets a nice rifle in between. He let the D go down, and he went high over him. Testing Jalen Long here, who made a nice save.
Tie up off the face-off. Martin finally getting to the puck, then he went down, poked away from him, kept in by Fisher. Puck goes to the corner, back behind the net, and try to walk out front. Martin did. Benilde is now back at full strength. And they have the puck pushed ahead. Here's Jungles. Jungles with a shot, a big glove save by Kumichael as Jungles tried to pick the top right corner of the net.
Boy, let's watch this. This is just a cannon. Oh my gosh, what a nice save by Kumichael here. I don't know if it would have been in the upper part of the net.
It might have been over the net. Face-off win for Benilde. Nas turns, fired a wide of the Hopkins net. Right behind the Royals goal. Chipped up along the glass by Nelson. Bragg trying to free it up for Shoemaker Gagnon, who gathers the puck and gives it back out in front. Nelson couldn't get it on his stick off the pass from Bragg. Hopkins trying to catch Benilde in a line change, but can't. They shoot it down to the Red Knight zone, where now Nick Austin has it. Ahead comes Meyer into the zone, dumped it to the corner. Duda is checked. Meyer going after it along with Duda. Gets to the puck, gets it back to the blue line, and it missed off the stick of Newhouse and all the way back down to the BSM zone where Johnny Austin takes it. Rifles a pass ahead to center. And this is going to be icing on Benilde-St. Margaret's.
Nate Meyer not quite. He kind of floated a little bit over the red line, came back a little bit too far there, causing that icing as they tried to get a quick quick strike here. Hopkins getting their top line out now. See if they can create something here. And Benilde County with their checking line.
Face-off win for Benilde-St. Margaret's. Johnny Austin up to the blue line to center ice. He'll dump it into the Hopkins zone. Zach Hale there, turns. Trying to get away from Fisher. Around the boards to the blue line, kept in the zone by Newhouse. Newhouse puck dumped to the corner, churning and firing and getting a shot on net was Caskey. Michael made the save on that. Fisher trying to clear it out and can't. Another opportunity for Benilde. Shot goes wide of the net and picked up by Hines. There's Copples. Rink wide pass a little bit behind Lavin as Hopkins goes off for a change. Austin standing, waiting. Now Johnny Austin with the pass ahead for Noss. Stops just outside the top of the circle. Ooh. Shot away. Backhand on the rebound and a save as Rue tried to knock in the loose puck, but Michael another stop.
I think Rue had two opportunities here. We'll see Noss set him up. There's a deflection, and then he got the rebound and sent it back too. So Kumichael made two great saves on Rue there. Nice job. Noss being patient, setting his teammate up.
Well, whistle. We're going to have another penalty down, a tripping call. And another opportunity. This time it's Noss that's going off. A big loss for Benilde and their penalty killing unit.
You can see that stick get caught in the legs, and this is like you said, this is a big one here. He is a main penalty killer. They don't air as much of a threat with him off the ice, so another opportunity here for the Hopkins Royals. John, you figure what is his fourth or fifth penalty or power play they've had?
Yeah, this is opportunity number 5. Now, 2 of those penalties nearly concurrent. In the second one, they had that long 5-on-3, but still counts as 2 separate power plays. As the Royals shoot the puck down in the Benilde zone. Looking for the tying goal, a shot, and didn't get all the way through, and Benilde able to clear it out of the zone. Julio cross for Wagner. Wagner up to center to Nate Nelson. Nelson dropping it back for Sweeney. Sweeney to Wagner. Back out high. Wagner with a shot. They score! Might have been tipped by Sweeney in front. We're tied at 2. They finally get the power play goal they've been looking for all night.
Every power play they've had, John, they've gotten a little bit better and better. Moving the puck and creating an opportunity. We'll see a nice shot that misses the D and gets tipped in front. 38, Jack Sweeney. Nice job. The sophomore giving the Royals a tying goal here. And there's a little bit of happiness in Hopkins, Minnesota right now.
With a goal, which we believe will go to Sweeney, is his 6th of the season. At 10:59 of the 3rd. Copples and Nas to face off. Newhouse for Benilde-St. Margaret's. Winner to face Wayzata Saturday in the section semifinals. Benilde-St. Margaret's girls hockey team won their state quarterfinal round game tonight. Here's a chance for Johnny Austin. And deflected up and out of play.
Get another look here. The key is this pass here. You see Benilde was stuck way back, giving the D an opportunity to unleash the shot without it being blocked. Got it down low, and it was tipped by Sweeney there, up over the top. Good response here by the Red Knights too, John. They come right back down and start putting pressure on Hopkins right away. You know, it's almost like watching a tennis match. My head's going back and forth all night.
Oh, they're coming right out in front as Caskey scores. Mark Caskey puts Benilde back in front, 3-2.
You know, it's about the only way the Red Knights are going to get the puck past. Cue Michael here. Caskey being strong down low. Watch him get the puck, and he just fights his way right through into the front and gets it down low into the lower left hand. Just a power forward move for a textbook and put the Red Knights back in the lead, 3-2.
Mark Caskey, his 12th goal of the season. And it's 3-2 BSM with 5:19 to go in the third period. Hopkins will shoot it down into the Benilde-St. Margaret zone. Shot from the blue line, and Long's got to make this stop on Bragg. Up along the boards to center. Benilde brings it down into the Hopkins end. Hopkins gaining control. They bank it out to center. Shot back in, a rifle from a long ways out by Johnny Austin. Went wide of the net.
He almost caught. I think he fooled Kumichael there. I think he was surprised by that puck coming back in that quick.
Here's Austin. Now it's Nick Austin. And down into the Hopkins end. Rue being pinned to the boards by Hines. But still tied up there back behind the Royals net. Finally swept away by Copples. And cleared out of the zone. Up ahead to center ice to Kimbrell. Lost it as he came to the Benilde line. Copples shoots one in on net. Long makes the stop. Newhouse back behind the net for Benilde. Misses on the pass for Nas at center. Nas, shot, glove save by Kumichael.
Get another look here. Just a nice power move in front here. Like Caskey just drives through. He's pretty much getting pulled down by the D-John, and he just muscles it in. That was a big goal to give them a 3-1 goal lead with 3:36 left.
Clean face-off win for BSM. This is the line that scored the go-ahead goal. Turning and shooting was Holmers and saved by Kumichael. Caskey now trying to go back behind the net. DeJulio moves in. Caskey still with it. Trying to hit Holmers with the pass. Pops to the corner. Played by Wagner around the boards for Hopkins. And out they come now. Back to the Benilde end. Johnny Austin trying to get the pass ahead from center. It's down into the Hopkins end. We're inside of 3 minutes to go here in the third period. Copples. Pass ahead. Pass Sweeney, but touched enough. No icing on Hopkins. Back comes Benilde with it out to center. They shoot it down to the Hopkins end. Royals breaking out to center. This is Lavin right side. Shot came all the way through. Long makes the stop. Back comes Benilde. Gary Callagher from center. Shot it into the Hopkins zone. Oops. Turnover. Duda got control of it for Benilde. Taken back by Hopkins. Austin Fisher behind his net for Hines. Hines up to center. Played by Kimbrell into the Benilde zone with 2 minutes to go in the third period. Benilde-St. Margaret's up on Hopkins 3-2, looking to advance to the 6AA semifinals.
Well, that could have been a big mistake. They got Jungles behind the Hopkins D.
Shot going wide on the net there by Rue. With 1:40 to go. Puck kept in the zone. Shot on net. Kumichael making the stop. Now to center it comes to Nate Nelson. Nelson hits the Benilde line. Puck lost. Comes back. Kept in the zone. No. Fisher unable to do so. It popped out past the blue line. And that brings a whistle with 1:19 to go.
Well, it's about as close as you could get on an offside. It just got across the line there. Hopkins starting to mount an attack here, but
Hopkins maybe about the time you'd expect them to take their timeout, and that's exactly what they do.
If that puck goes inside now, the BSM zone with some control, I'm sure we'll see the goaltender get pulled here.
Take a look at the third period goals here, Dan. This is the one that tied it up for Hopkins. The deflection off the shot from Wagner, and Sweeney gets the tip in, and then just 42 seconds later, Benilde-St. Margaret's retakes the lead at 3-2.
Mark Caskey coming around and putting a power move up to put the Red Knights back out in front by a goal. Gritty response. That line has played well. You know, we've talked a lot about that top line for Benilde, but this second line of Caskey, Hale, and Holmers has done a nice job tonight, especially with some real grit and tough play. You know, we kind of look at the Red Knights too. They're known for wide open, good, fast skating, open hockey, and Hopkins has been able to skate with them tonight and really made a game of it. Yeah, we thought the big difference would be the goaltender keeping Hopkins in the game. I don't think I'd say that tonight, John. I think Hopkins has played pretty even with him. So I'll be looking now. Hopkins is going to get that thing deep, and then should put two people on that puck and allow them to get the goaltender off on an extra attacker on here with 1:19 left. There's no point in wasting any time if they can get it deep.
Topples and Nas on the faceoff. Controlled by Benilde-St. Margaret's. Newhouse playing it up to center, missed through. Jungles on the pass, and that's icing, and that makes the decision easy for Coach Corey Peterson as Kumichael comes to the bench for the extra skater. .112 to go. They get the face-off win. Chopped to the corner by Lavin. Centering attempt broken up by Nas. Clears it out of the zone. Race for the puck. Back comes DiGiulio forward for Hopkins. It's there ahead of Rue. Back behind the net it comes to Fisher. Up ahead to Copples at center. Copples hits the Benilde line. Shot on net. And the save by Long, and deflects up and out of play with 46 seconds to go.
Nice play by the Hopkins defense there, John. They didn't panic at all. They took a little time, but they made sure they got control of it and didn't give it up to the Red Knights with an open net. And now Benilde's going to call a timeout and resettle themselves. Probably going to work to get that first line back on the ice now for the last 46 seconds here. Now Hopkins has got, they can't be sloppy here, John. They've got to get pucks on sticks. They just can't throw it in an area. If they do, they need to get two people on it now. They got the extra guy, but they can't let it out of the zone now. It's been tough enough to score. So control it, go after it hard, use your two-man advantage or your man advantage to keep control of the puck here. And that will be the man of the hour here for the next 46 seconds. He's played pretty well tonight, John. I think he's done a good job for the Red Knights.
Can't really fault him on either of the two goals.
No, Hopkins really had to work hard for their goals tonight. There was nothing easy given up, but good back and forth. It's kind of a shame a team's got to lose this game, especially since if you lose it, you're done for the season.
Face-off again will be in the Benilde-St. Margaret's zone, left of goalie Jalen Long. 3 of the 5 goals in this game scored on the power play, 2 of those by Benilde.
Okay, here we go.
Hopkins gets the face off. The tie up in the corner. Comes to Rue and popped out of the zone past Laban. From center, shot and a goal. An empty netter for Rue, and it's 4-2.
That would be the nail in the coffin. That timeout allowed Benilde to get that top scoring line out there. And it paid off as Rue took a nice long shot, but he had plenty of time to look at it and get it down and finally put an end to it. This is the first time we've had a 2-goal differential, John.
Yeah. Rue scoring the empty netter, his 15th goal of the season. Final seconds of the game ticking off here for Hopkins. They come out to center. And Julio got it into the zones. Nas for Benilde. Benilde-St. Margaret's will get another shot at Wayzata. They are advancing to the semifinals with a 4-2 win.
What a hockey game. As I said, it's a shame someone's got to lose it. I'm looking down here at Josh Kuhmichael, the goalie for Hopkins, who played a whale of a game, had a heck of a season, but he's a junior. He's coming back next year, and he's going to be a real advantage for the Hopkins Royals. They played a whale of a game tonight. They skated with one of the better skating teams in the state and really did themselves proud. Benilde, a lot of grit, John. I thought they played, you know, we think of them as a high-flying offensive team. Played with some toughness and grit and some smarts tonight, which could carry them well through the section. Very well-played game by both teams. I think both coaches are pleased.
We'll take time out. We'll hear from a couple of the Red Knights players in a moment. They advance to the semifinals. Our final score, Benilde 4, Hopkins 2. We'll wrap things up from the rec center after this timeout.
Just a reminder, kids who participate in high school activities tend to go a little farther than those who don't. Take part. Get set for life.
Benilde-St. Margaret's wins its playoff opener for 2014. They defeat the Hopkins Royals 4-2 to move into the section semifinals. Welcome back to the St. Louis Park Rec Center. John Jacobson joined by Johnny Austin and Jalen Long. And Jalen, net tonight, not tested much in that first period. They got 1 goal on you, but they put some shots on you the last couple of periods, didn't they?
Yeah, you know, we had that penalty kill, that 5-on-3. I thought we did a great job killing that off. We had a lot of chances at the end there, so it was nice to kind of get the break at the end, but it was a good game overall for us.
How much fun is it to play in a game like this? It's a tight game, and you end up with the win at the end.
Yeah, you know, Section 6 AA is a really good section, so, you know, anyone that's coming in is going to be a good opponent, so I think it was fun. A lot of the crowds are kind of bantering at each other and stuff, good atmosphere, so I thought it was overall really fun.
You get the top seed Wayzata on Saturday, the team you played very tough back in early January. What do you expect this time around?
You know, we expect the same game. I think we're going to play them a little tighter next time we play them on Saturday. And I think if we just play the way we played tonight, just play as a team, as a unit, and keep up that special teams like we did today, I think we can give them a good run.
Enjoy this game and good luck Saturday.
Thank you very much.
Johnny Austin, senior defenseman, and you've been through the playoffs before, but I'm sure always jitters when you come into this first playoff game, right?
Yeah, I mean, we're sitting in the locker room getting ready, and I mean, there's always the thought that it could be your last game. I mean, I'm a senior. It's my last night at the rec. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, any bounce could have ended our season at that game. I mean, we got lucky. We won, but, I mean, it really could have been their game, too.
This has kind of been the way Hopkins' season has gone. They haven't won a lot of games. They sure play teams tough, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, they play every team close. I mean, they just pack it down. They have really good goaltender, and they play gritty. I mean, they capitalize on every single mistake we make.
What did you guys talk about down the stretch with during those last 2 timeouts?
I mean, basically pack in, block shots, and get it out, clear it wide. I mean, just play good defense, get it out, and then hopefully win the game.
Whitehead is a defending section champion. They did beat you, but only 2-1. What do you expect from the Trojans Saturday?
I mean, typically they're a team that blocks a lot of shots, and they play really gritty. So I guess we're going to have to take a little play out of their playbook and block some shots, get a little bit gritty. I mean, we're not a defensive team normally, but I mean, I think to win, that's what we got to do. We got to commit defensively and then score offensively.
Drive safely. Good luck Saturday.
Yeah, you too. Thank you.
Johnny Austin and Jalen Long from Benilde-St. Margaret's. They win it tonight by a final score of 4-2. They advance, and again, they will play Saturday in the section semifinals against top seed Wayzata. That'll do it for our television broadcast tonight. And for Dan Ficken and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks for tuning in for our coverage tonight of 6AA boys hockey. Benilde-St. Margaret's wins and advances.